1, 2, 3, and hello fellows, Herogon here. Today is Thursday, October 26th of 2023. It's pretty much close to Halloween, so I'm considering letting Spookagon host it for the Halloween episode of that week's Funlog, even if it does end up, I don't know, being late release, early, I'm not sure. Because, well, let's get into things. Now, this week for Sean the Bro's tutorials, I went into his tutorial of quarter circle inputs. You know how some fighting games like Street Fighter or Marvel vs. Capcom have that little diagonal arrow? Well, that is what's called quarter circles. Sometimes it's required for certain moves like Herogon or any other special moves of the fighting games that are similar to that of Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom. I, of course, have gotten a little bit peeved about it because it is very hard to execute quarter circles. And I won't bore you with most of my reasoning, it's just hard. Not just for me, but possibly anyone else around there. And to those that have a hard time, I feel you. I'll try my best to feel you. Anyways, going into the coding part, in base game instance, I first added a few new enums, particularly for ForwardCrouch and BackwardCrouch, which are essentially our downward diagonals, such as down then back diagonal or down forward diagonal. They're just called forward and backward crouch for easy knowledge. Then there's a boolean I've created thanks to Sean called isPressingForward. And this tells us if the player is pressing or holding the forward movement input. By default, the isPressingForward is set as false, going way all up here, right around here. And of course it's called in many, and I mean many spots. But the particular ones focused on are in the stop crouching and move right controller stuff. Now going down, we've always had the backward roll recovery stuff having isPressingBackward. And of course, now we also have the boolean of isPressingForward as true as well. And this is for the knocked down state part of this tutorial. Part of this Funlog, actually. And if our value is greater than 0.01f, it goes to here. And if we're doing to the left or negative 0.01f, the value is less than that, then we do these following things like usual. With the only difference being our boolean of is facing right if it's not or if it is. And otherwise, we set our pressing backward and pressing forward back to false. And the same goes for the part of the crouching stuff. If there's a whole lot of spots here, particular for dashing and running forward. If it doesn't equal that, and if our state does not equal crouching or crouch blocking or blocking, and the combo state is none, if our logic does not equal, our character state does not equal neutral jumping, or forward or backward jumping, or wall jumping. It's a whole lot of spots here, whether it's a move right or move right controller. And do pardon if my voice is a bit rough. I've had a bit of a sore throat for the past few days. Hopefully that's not TMI for anyone. There was also a bit of congestion as I was making this recording too a bit. A little hard to breathe through my nostrils from the left side of my nose. Anyways, going back to the coding, there's a whole lot of stuff here involving isPressingForward, that's called. And of course, we also call our character states of ForwardCrouch too, as well as backward crouching. Let's see. And there we go. We do this for our add input to icon screen in a few spots where it was originally just simply crouch. We now use forward and backward crouch depending on which direction we're facing. Or rather, which direction we're moving. And of course, it also depends on which place we're facing, whether we're facing to the left or to the right in the video game. And of course, this is also, now for add input icon to screen, it's easy enough. It's for our input stacks. And then perform input logic has us add an input to the buffer and perform the appropriate logic for said input. Easy enough for me, but probably hard enough for anyone else. Now going into the blueprint part, that's the end of the code. We have a few new spots. I've added a few new icon images to the array. Indexes 7 and 8 are now the diagonal down right and down left. And the icon image array follows the order of how the code is set up. That's why we make use of the integer part of the add input icon to screen. It follows the order that is of the enums in the base game instance. And of course, as you can see here, it's all organized same as the icon image array, where our index 0 is none, our index 1 is move forward, and our enum 2 is backward, that sort of stuff. And then the command data, I changed 1, and I repeat 1 of the particular inputs. Heavy punch, to be exact. Now instead of just simply doing heavy punch, you got crouch, forward, and then heavy punch. And the max frames between inputs is 30 to add a little bit of leniency. I'm just going to change it to 45 to allow a little more leniency for a guy like me. And now going into the game itself, right here, we always go into versus practice, beachside karate dojo, always choosing Adam Mortem as the default character I like choosing. As you can see here, I can now do diagonals. And as you can see here, my character did the heavy punch. But if I just press it without doing anything else, and of course I have to be quick about the inputs too, as you can see, timing is a little hard. And there we go. That is pretty much all there is to it for me. Anyways, credit goes to Sean the Bro for his tutorials. They've been pretty amazing so far. And let's see, I believe we are on part 195. So yeah, ever since 2019 he's been at this. And boy has it been the ride of a lifetime for me. With regards to doing Unreal Engine, it's been all so ever amazing. And with all that being said, I've been Herogon, you've been you, thank you for tuning in, and for now, I will see you guys real soon. Goodbye everyone, and have a hero-tastic day.